Prime Minister Philippe Pierre has denied claims that he is in conflict with other leaders in the region due to St. Lucia initially deciding to opt out of a CIP MOA while it evaluated contractual obligations to avoid legal liabilities. St. Lucia signed on the dotted line in early June. Over the weekend, the Oecs formally announced that Oecs CIP countries have agreed to implement the new minimum investment threshold launch date by July 1st. Pierre was asked about the matter ahead of the House sitting on Wednesday.
That is complete fabrication. Complete. That there was a problem in the meeting. There was that, I'll tell you something. It's sad when people just make up stories like that.
Pierre explained that officials in Dominica postponed the funeral service of Cardinal Kelvin Felix in his native homeland to allow him to attend.
There was the Cardinal Felix funeral was supposed to be in St. Lucia. He had a funeral in St. Lucia. He had a service in St. Lucia. Cardinal Felix and I were very close. During that time, the day the service was in St. Lucia, I had to leave the country. I was not in the country. So I asked them whether they would allow me to attend the funeral in Dominica. The funeral was supposed to be on a particular day. I couldn't make it that day. They said, yes, we'll move it to that day. So I went to Dominica for that funeral.
According to the Prime Minister, the meeting with other Prime Ministers to discuss the CIP program was unplanned. He continued to shut down talks of squabbles between Oecs governments due to the program.
I've been in constant dialogue and discussion with the other Prime Ministers on the CIP. We've had absolutely no conflict amongst ourselves. There's no conflict. We've been in dialogue all the time. So while we were in Dominica, Prime Minister Skirt and I were in Dominica, we thought it would have been good because Prime Minister Drew had an official visit to Taiwan, Prime Minister Gaston Brown was out, and Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell had some important events happening in Grenada. So while we were in Dominica, they thought, okay, why can't we just have a meeting while we are there? The other Prime Ministers could not come. Prime Minister Drew chartered an aircraft from St. Kitts to Dominica. He chartered an aircraft to come to the meeting. He was there, and Prime Minister Deacon and Prime Minister Brown joined us on Zoom. Officials were there, and the meeting was very cordial.
Prime Minister Pierre says St. Lucia decided to come on board to assist the region in strengthening its CIP initiatives.
There is a belief that when you injure the CIP program, you injure St. Lucia only. But what the opposition in St. Lucia is doing is they are injuring the program for the entire region. They seem to believe for their own selfish political motives, they can injure St. Lucia and the rest of the islands will go through. No, we're seen as one. And that is why St. Lucia signed the MOA. We signed the MOA and we're working together so the program can be strengthened for all of us.
The Prime Minister maintains that there is no conflict with other government leaders in the region. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.